even through 2009 and all those times, the key question then was, do we have the skills? You're talking about a pipeline. You will need welders. You will need these and these kind of skills. Have we developed that capacity as we celebrate FID? Or will we be in a market where the opportunities will be taken while we look?
I think there have been some steps taken, but there's room for improvement. And part of the challenge has been on our awareness of what exactly is needed. So when we say the oil and gas sector is opening up, a lot of people thought they needed to upgrade in these very lucrative courses, MBAs, Masters in Oil and Gas, and some of those are not available for everyone. And so what the question is now is, do we have the skill? Because, for example, when you look at the pipeline, it is a very specific pipeline. It's such a long pipeline. There has to be specification on things just like as simple as welding. It is a heated pipeline. We have expertise in the heating. It's going to be painted. We have expertise in that. There will be thermal energy to take care of all that. And then even as we've been talking about the intersection of the other services that are needed, those are things that are low-hanging fruit. So when you look at, for example, the training school in Chigumba and a lot of these other technical institutes, they are coming up, and I think this is where, for example, the banking sector that is interested in SME can come in. If they could partner with these training schools, and rather than focus on the highly specialized technical training, they could start by looking at the skilling at the very basic level. If we are talking about food suppliers, something that is ring-fenced, do we know the certifications that are required? Because as we've noted, the oil and gas sector is a very, very specific sector. The quality is very specific. What is needed has to be at that level. So I think where we are lacking is on that skilling level. We have done some progress, as we've heard from Dickens, in terms of how we've done the laws, in terms of how our government has benchmarked, in terms of how they have done the economics. There's been a level of skill at that level. But I think where there's room for improvement is now going down and partnering with SMEs and partnering with the training institutes, the Ministry of Education, in terms of how they identify key areas of skill that will be necessary. And also not to worry that these skills will only be for the pipeline, because if you have engineers and juakalis, welders who are able to grow within the next 3 years in this pipeline, those are skills that will be absorbed in the other areas of the sector. Those are skills that could be exported later. So I think that it's a 50-50 where we have done some bit, but also the room for improvement is there. But my urge would be to the government and to everybody else to look out for what everybody is not talking about. What is a low-hanging fruit? If you've finished Senior 4, if you've finished Senior 6, what are those skills that you can get that will be helpful for the oil and gas sector? I think that is now where we need to put the focus in terms of how we build capacity on the skills side of our government.
All right, thank you very much. And well, we'll continue with the discussion, but allow me